Hello, welcome back to our tiny woodland. This is Rachel. Dan is working again. I get to do the glamorous stuff. What I wanted to talk to you about today is the purchase process of a woodland, or certainly my experience of the purchase process. So we bought from a woodland agent, one of the more well-known ones. It just so happened that they had the woodland that was perfect for us for sale. We decided to use their services. First things first, when we were viewing woodlands, we found that the majority of the time, really the vast majority of the time, you can go visit them without needing the agent to show you around. Your passport to avoid being accused of trespassing is normally to take a copy of the particulars with you, which we did whenever we went to view woodlands. So obviously we viewed the woodland that we wanted to see. What you can then do is you can arrange to go with the agent, or you can take a forestry consultant with you to give you a honest impression of the woodland that you're interested in, what work might need doing, etc. So our process, we had looked at auctions. We'd never gotten to the point of actually bidding in an auction, so I can't tell you about that. However, like I say, we purchased from one of the well-known agents. The price is fixed, was fixed, no gazumping. As soon as you say, I want this woodland, let's start it, let's start the purchase process, that's it, it's yours. We really liked that approach because we felt very safe. We'd seen people lose out before on woodlands in bidding auctions and gazumping as well. So it was really good. Then what we did was found a woodland specialist solicitor. If you're on any of the Facebook groups, just search for the threads on woodland solicitors. I won't name them here, but there are a few names that are very well known that I came to know. I chose a lady. I made the call to her after we'd, said we want the woodland, it's ours. Made a call to the solicitor, gave the solicitor the details of who we were purchasing from, all of my details, because I bought it in my name, and she took it from there. The actual whole process itself took weeks, not months. So I had to provide all of my details, I had to provide proof of funds, and then obviously they communicated with the agent solicitor. I got regular updates, which was great. I had to provide ID, which I sent to the solicitor because she was based somewhere up north. I'm a little bit further south in the north. That was sent back to me safely. It was a really, really good process. Then we came to, shortly before completion, I was asked to transfer the funds to the solicitor's account. So I did that. I was able to do that by the wonders of modern technology. Didn't even need to visit a bank, did that. And then waited, and I got an email on the morning of completion day saying that completion would be 3 p.m. that day. I was at work when I read that email and had to really sort of disguise my utter astonishment that it had happened so quickly. I'd expected buy and sell houses, you know how these things can go wrong, or there's delays, there's chains. Nothing like that with buying woodland, really straightforward. And then we got completion. At the time we were able to access the woodland by climbing over the gate, so we used to leave the car in the lay-by and just sort of walk in with backpacks and what have you. So we went to the woodland very soon. I think possibly the day after it became ours, mine. And then shortly after that we got the keys. We got all of the woodland grant paperwork through, copy of the boundaries. Really interesting, the woodland grant paperwork, because it was planted under a woodland creation grant, so I got all of the history of that. Really interesting, and felt very lucky to get it. And then the solicitor sent off for the title register to be updated in my name, and I knew that there were delays, so I wasn't expecting that for a couple of years, but I actually got it about 6 months later. It's not framed, but it probably should be, because it's such a special thing and such a special place. So that was my experience of the purchase process. Nice and easy.